Hello everybody, welcome back to my allotment garden channel. My name is Emma, these are my allotment diaries, and welcome to my allotment plot in the month of August. So the last tour that I did for you was in the month of June, so it's been a couple of months, and I thought I would do another allotment tour for you in the month of August to show you what's growing, what my allotment plot looks like. I think these will be really good for myself to look back on as well. So if you are enjoying my videos and you enjoy this one, I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without anything else, let's get into the allotment plot tour for the month of August. Enjoy! So I'm starting at the front of my allotment today with my lovely brassica beds, which have done so unbelievably well this year. I cannot actually believe how many successful things I've managed to grow. I've already harvested like 3 successful cauliflowers, and I can see another one that's growing really well. They're doing amazing. So here are the 2 brassica beds at the front of the plot. There's one and there is the other. If you're wondering what the blue stuff is, it's blue water piping, and there's another video on that I have of how I made it, and it is to put netting over. It's a netted kind of structure. It's worked really well. This bed here has got this thin kind of butterfly netting over to stop the butterflies from coming in. It's done amazingly. As you can see, it's fallen down now, but because the plants are so big, it doesn't matter so much. The butterflies and caterpillars just aren't affecting them the way they were before. I think you can probably see in here the main thing that I've got growing is sprouts. Here are the little baby sprouts growing. They're just growing here and they're doing amazing. I reckon these will be ready to harvest hopefully by Christmas time, which would be incredible. Sprouts are usually best harvested after the first frost, and because the frost makes them sweeter, makes them really delicious to eat, doesn't it? Basically, the starch in the plant turns to sugar when the frost hits, and it's a way of the plant protecting itself. It's like its own little antifreeze. But obviously when the starch turns to sugar, it makes them sweeter, which makes them more delicious for us to eat. So try and harvest your sprouts after the first frost, or if you want to harvest them before, put them in the freezer and freeze them, and it does the same thing. So there's a quick tip for you about brassicas. And down here I have broccoli growing. This is the first year I've grown broccoli, and it's done great. I mean, I can't take any credit, but it's done great. You can see I've got lots of cabbages growing here. I've got some purple cauliflower down there, which is looking amazing. This cauliflower, obviously I've allowed the slugs to have because it just went way over. But this one here is definitely for me to take home soon. So he's looking great. And then as we move down the allotment, you can see my pride and joy, the lovely pumpkin archway, which has done better than I could have ever dreamed of this year. Incredible. And I've got my pumpkins hanging from the top. These are definitely feeling quite heavy now, so I might have to support them with something else. But the pumpkins are all hanging down like little Christmas ornaments. It's just done so well. So these varieties are Jack Be Little, and then these white ones down here, these are Baby Boos, which are really, really cute, really delicious, and great as little decorations in the autumn time for Halloween. They're so beautiful, but they do taste good as well. You can eat both of these varieties. This is my deformed sunflower. Let me explain why he's deformed. So he is a giant sunflower who's supposed to have 1 head, but when he was growing he got damaged, and so what he did was he sent out an additional stem, giving me a second sunflower, which is quite incredible. So plants are just really good at doing this and just taking care of themselves. So he obviously panicked that he wouldn't get a flower head, and he's just sent out another stem, and I think that is quite remarkable. So this is my, I don't really want to call him deformed, what could we call him? My crazy sunflower, my unique individual sunflower. I think that's a good one. And obviously the bees are happy because they get double sunflowers this year. Coming further down the plot, so this is my dead bed. Everyone's got one, don't lie to me. Everyone's got a dead bed at the allotment plot. This is my one. So there was a structure here which had French beans on. Actually the beans didn't do very well and it fell down, so I had to get rid of it. And then I decided early on I was going to plant some carrots and some mizuna in here. The Mizuna is coming up amazingly, the carrots not so much. I've got maybe 1 or 2 come up, but as you can see, because the French beans have now gone, the bed is very like low and not very much is going on in it, and it just looks like it's dead. I mean, really what I want to do is mulch this all over straight away, but because I've got things growing, I can't do that. I can't sacrifice their life for that, you know, just to make it look better. I guess if stuff's growing in it, stuff's growing in it, so it's not technically a dead bed, but it looks deader. It's a deader bed, basically, but everyone's got one in their plot, you know, everyone's got one. And then behind that, I've got my Christmas potatoes growing, which are doing great. So this variety of potato is Maris Piper. I'm growing them for Christmas. They will need cloching when they go into the colder weather, which I plan on doing. I didn't expect them to get so tall, so I have earthed them up, which is basically putting earth around the potato, the bottoms of them, to stop the potatoes from reaching the light. I will earth them up again, and I'm probably going to put some straw around them too, and then I will just cloche the entire thing when it gets colder. As you can see, it's surrounded by a ton of borage, which is incredible. All of this borage here I didn't sow. This all just came up itself. It's self-seeded. The one over there I did sow because I didn't think I was going to get any borage. Little did I know, all of this was self-seeding, but the bees are happy. One of my favourite and most unexpected beds at the plot this year, my unexpected beds, I don't know how else to say it, is this one here, which I thought would be like nothing in it, but actually it's done really well. So we've got, what's it called? It's not perennial, it's perpetual spinach growing at the front here, which I can't actually keep up with. I think it's only 4 or 5 plants, but it's like gone crazy. Behind that I've got rainbow chard, which again has done amazingly, and then I've got these purple sprouting broccolis, which I didn't really cover with any nets or anything, and I assumed they'd just be eaten, but they haven't been, which means that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants of really good looking purple sprouting broccoli, which is just unexpected and incredible. Behind that we've got the sweet corn, which I I sowed directly this year. Normally when I do sweet corn, and most people do sweet corn, they start it in, you know, in a pot or in tubes or even in toilet rolls. I didn't do that this year. I just put the seeds straight into the ground, and they've actually grown. They've actually grown. And not just grown, I mean, they've actually started to form some of the sweet corn cobs, which is amazing. So I'm just keep giving them a shake. They didn't all grow at the same rate, which is a bit of a problem, but that's why I'm having to sort of like shake them myself. But yeah, I've actually got sweet corn growing. Amazing. Oh, hello. This is my friend the robin. You looking for some worms? Okay. Behind that is my runner beans, my runner bean plant. As you can see, they're getting really big now, so I'm going to have to start harvesting a few more than I really need. But there we go, and I will save the seeds the next year as well. But this structure here has done incredible. I mean, look, he's gone above and beyond where I even wanted him to grow. So well done. At the end of my plot I've got like flowers growing, so I've got some cornflowers here which I've left and left and left because the bees still love them, so why get rid of them? The bees are still using these, so I think as long as I still see bees on them occasionally or whenever, I'm going to leave them, because I think even though they've fallen down and they're half dead now, if the bees love them, they're staying, that's fine. And then I've got my sweet pea archway. You can see the mess. This is August. This is a realistic August allotment plot. There's always mess everywhere at this time of year because you're just so busy and stuff. Well, I am anyway. This is my sweet pea arch, and I'm waiting for these to go a little bit more brown so I can harvest the seeds. We have the polytunnel at the back of the plot where we've got tomatoes, kale, kohlrabi and 1 rogue cabbage growing. Don't know what he's doing there, but there we go. I have been working really hard at keeping this area cut back this year, but it really has just got on top of me, as it usually does. I think what I'm going to do next year, sort out the compost area, put some ground sheet down and some wood chip to stop those weeds there, and then I'm going to put a couple of beds here and grow potatoes. Apparently potatoes are great at an area like this because they really break up all the weeds in the soil. So potatoes are going to go here next year. That's what's going to go there. I have a plan now, and as soon as you have a plan, you kind of always feel like a little bit better about areas like that, because you think, well, I've got a plan, I know what I'm going to do now, so it's going to be okay. But that's my plan. Back down here, I do have 3 raspberry canes growing, but I don't know what to do with them. I can't remember if they're autumn or summer raspberries. I just don't remember. I'm pretty sure they're autumn raspberries, and I've got a few growing. So maybe I will get some raspberries this year, I don't really know. Oh, what are you looking for? Oh, there's a flower there. I didn't even notice that. I'm glad you noticed that, Bee. I guess that is your job. But I didn't even know there was a flower there. Oh good, so I might actually get some raspberries because he's busy sorting that out for me. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Here's a little view of the plot from down here, so you can see it is starting to look a little bit dishevelled, a little bit messy. It is August time. This is kind of what allotment plots tend to look like at this time of year. My pond has been doing really good this year. So at the beginning of the year I redid my pond. I took everything out of it and then I redid it all, and I'm really glad I did because it looks so much better than it did at the beginning of the year. And I've got loads of pond plants growing now, really amazingly. Don't ask me what any of them are, but they're all green and vibrant and beautiful. I've got some water forget-me-nots, I know what they are. They're absolutely gorgeous. And this little green stuff is duckweed that I put in, which has just done an amazing job at keeping down all of the pondweed. I do still have some pondweed, but not as much now, which I think is down to this stuff because it's oxygenating apparently. But yeah, the pond's done amazing. Are there any frogs? No. Will there ever be a frog? Probably not. I've never seen a frog in my pond, and apparently everyone else who's got a pond here has got frogs, and I've never seen one in my pond. So either they don't like me and they're hiding from me, or they just don't know my pond is here. I don't know. But anyway, that's the pond. That's how the pond's looking right now. Not too bad. Not too bad for August. And then we've got our bed here at the front of the plot. Now this is a completely no-dig bed, but it does need topping up pretty urgently because everything I put in it has pretty much failed this year. And I think it's because I haven't topped it up with good quality compost, which is what it really needs. It needs a good feed basically. What I do have growing here is some parsnips though. So these parsnips were planted in February. Against all the odds, they have grown and done really amazingly, and they are actually getting quite big. I keep moving them like that and hoping to see but look at the size of that stem there. That's going to be one whopper of a parsnip. Again, I will harvest them after the first frost because it will hopefully make them sweeter, and hopefully my kids will come and harvest them with me for Christmas dinner, which will be amazing. And then behind there we have got some rhubarb, which I put in this year and I actually forgot about. I forgot about you, mate. I'm really sorry. You can see I do have some rhubarb stems, but I'm not going to pick any this year. I heard that you shouldn't pick them in the first year. It should be the second and third year, and I will force them as well. Put a thing over them. I'm excited to do that because I've never grown a rhubarb before, and I've seen Monty Don do it a few times, and it looks exciting. So that's my rhubarb. At least we know it's alive, eh? And that is my allotment garden in the month of August, and I hope you've enjoyed this little tour. I really enjoy doing them. I think it'd be great to look back on, and if you've got an allotment plot at any time of the year, when I do these, I hope that you'll be able to sort of compare how yours is doing with mine. Leave me a comment below and let me know, how's your allotment plot doing? Does it look anything like mine in the month of August? I would love to know, because I'm not an expert and I can only go by what I see around me, but I love seeing all the details of what people are growing and how their plots are looking at different times of the year. So if you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you again in my next vlog. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.